for it.
Hi, this is Tony, and you know me as a rosary maker. I'm making this to teach you how to make a rosary. So hopefully the Lord is with you and you can learn how to make rosaries yourself. First, we need the wire. We need 4 feet, and then we need to place 59 beads in the wire. Okay?
Okay.
Then we need 14 of the chain links. Okay? 3 links each. So we need 14 of them. We need 1 cross and we need 1 center medal.
Okay.
Okay. When we start making the rosary, the first part that we're going to make is a cross to the medal. This part right here. We're going to make it by sections. Then we're going to do 1 section, another section, another section, another section, and the 5th section. We start. I'm going to show you how to make a loop to begin with, and then we'll start the rosary. To make the loop, okay, we take the pliers and make sure that the wire is even. Okay. Then we do halfway. See? Then we take it here, we do halfway, see, that's the loop. Then we take the pair of pliers and then go like this here, okay? And now, in order to start, we take the wire with the 59 beads, put them on your side. We take the link and we put it in the wire, and we put the wire against our finger. Okay, we take it, make sure that it's even, okay, and we go halfway, and then we take it and go halfway, and then we put it like that to be in the center. One is like that. We bring the link down, and then we close the loop, okay, and then that is the first bead. Okay, and we hold the wire with our fingers here tight, and then with the cutter we actually cut the wire about the same size as the bead. Okay, so that's the bead, the same size. Okay, and now here is the trick. Okay, we take the wire, make sure it's even, okay, and then you go like this here, and then you bring it back, and it looks like what I call a gooseneck. Okay, so make sure that when you bring it back, you don't bring it straight up, that you bring it against the bead. Then you take it and then you bring it back to the hole, okay, and you press it against the hole, and you got the first loop. Okay, then we do the same. We put the wire against our finger, make the second loop like we did the first time, bring it around, bring the bead in, then close it, and you can see. Make sure that when you do the loops, okay, this one is this way and this one is the opposite. So this way and opposite.
Okay.
You bring the second bead. Okay, again we cut the wire same size as the bead. Okay, we put this in this manner, and now we close, we go like that, bring it back, the gooseneck as you can see, then just take it and close it right in the hole as you can see. Then we bring the wire back against your finger, and now you do the same thing all over again. Bring it back. Now we bring the third bead up, okay, and since we're doing they part with a cross and a medal, okay, this is the third bead. Now if you can see, I cut the wire about 1.5 to 2 times bigger than it was before.
Okay.
And the reason for it being
Pause,
is
because we can't see it, so don't twist anything yet. Bring it closer and turn your hands kind of sideways. There you go. Keep going.
gonna bring the next bead up, and we're going to put on this one here, we're going to put another wire, another link on. So we always put it in this direction, and now we're going to put the other link on. Okay, and now we're going to bring the wire back to the hole. Okay, so we have that much done already. Now we're going to do the other side.
Okay, hang tight.
Okay, so now we're going to make a loop right here.
Keep your hands lower.
To bring
Thank
the
you.
next bead. Okay, 1, 2, back, bring the link in, close it. Okay, and now we bring the next bead. Okay, and hold the wire, and this one we're also going to make big because we're going to put another piece of link in here. Again, we're going to do the gooseneck, and now we're going to take the next link and we're going to put it here, and just bring it back and close it. Now we're going to put the metal and the cross. This is going to be a little different. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, bring it down and close it. But now what we're going to do is we're going to set the plier just like that. You can see it's almost halfway down, and then with this finger here we're going to make a loop around, see, and then we're going to use the cutter, okay, to cut the loop right there, as you can see. Okay, now we're going to take the center metal, we're going to put it in, okay, and we're going to close that loop, okay, in this direction, close it tight, okay, and we already have the metal on. Now we're going to put the cross on the other side. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. This is the same, 1, 2, 3, and then close it. Okay, then we're going to put wire about the same size, and with the finger just round it up where it goes like that. Then you take the cross, you set it there, and you close the loop tight. Okay, so it's tight, and now as you can see we have the first part of the rosary. We're going to start the decades. We start with the chain link, then we do 10 beads, and then another chain link. Okay, so we take a chain link.
Bobby, you need to move your hands this way. You keep going that way.
Okay, we set it up in the wire. Okay, then we set the wire on our finger. Okay, do the same loop, 1, 2, 3, bring the chain link in, close it, then we get the first bead in out of the 10. Okay, then we grab the wire. Okay, now we cut the wire the same length as the bead. As you can see, we put this one this way, okay, and you can see the size of the wire, about the size of the bead. Then you do the gooseneck, and then you bring the loop right into the hole. See, we got the first one. Okay, now we go to the second one. We do again against the finger, 1, 2, 3, close it up. Then you bring the next bead. Okay, so now you continue the decade until you get to 9 beads. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Now we're going to go to the last bead. When we go to the last bead, we do the same thing here. Bring the wire to the finger. First loop the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we bring the bead. This is going to finish this decade. When we finish the decade, we're going to need another chain link. Okay, that means that we cut the wire longer. You can see. Okay, then we make a bigger gooseneck. Okay, then we take a bit, put it in, close it, and now that we have the decade, okay, we put it next to everything. We have our first decade. Now we have to finish a rosary, we have to do 4 more decades in the same manner. Okay. Now we have finished the 5 decades. Now we're going to put the rosary together. In order to put the rosary together, we have to measure the decades and get the ones that are closer in size together. Okay. In order to do that, you straighten out the end of the wire. Okay. Make it nice, and then you put the decades right next to each other. Okay. And then you measure the decade. Okay, so we have the decades here. Okay, you can see, that they are pretty close. So these two are pretty close. So what we do is we take those two, put them aside, then we get the next 3 and get the next 2 that are closer together in size. Okay, as you can see, they're all pretty close, but this one and this one are closer. So what we do is we measure them. Okay. As you can see, they're pretty close. Okay, so we put these 2 together. Then the odd one, which is the one that was the smallest, that is the one we're going to start with. Okay, this one here, okay, is going to be this decade here. We're going to start with this one here, and then according to the size, we're going to put the same size as here and here, and then the other 2 same sizes here and here. And then we're going to add the Our Fathers in between the decades. Okay, in order to start, we take first, we're going to put the first Our Father in, again, against your finger, 1, 2, 3, and then you close it, okay, and then you bring the first Our Father in, okay, and when we do the Our Father, we're going to cut we're going to, again, make sure this loop is this way, and we're going to cut the wire longer, because we're going to put, okay, now these are the 2 that were the same size, so we're going to take this one, put it here, and close it. Okay, now we go to the other side, and make sure you go to the other side, and you do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, and close it. Okay, and then we're going to bring the next Our Father in. Okay, and we're going to cut the wire again long. Okay, make sure the loop is this direction. Then we do the next gooseneck. take the other side there and bring it right to the hole. Okay, and now we already have this part of the rosary. Okay, see? Now we're going to start on this side here. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Bring the loop down, close it, bring the next hour farther in. Okay, then cut it long as usual. Okay, and then we have, now we're going to take the other two that were the same size and bring them, and we close the wire. Okay, now we go to the other side, go to the other side, and we do the loop again the same way. Make sure the wire is against your finger. Then we go 1, 2, 3, bring the link in, close, and bring the last of the hour fathers in. Okay, and now we again cut the wire on the long side. Okay, we make the gooseneck. We take the last of the decades, put it in, and we close it. Okay.
Cool.
Now I make sure that the rosary is even. What we do is we take one end, we take the other end, we put it in the wire, and as you can see, the rosary is nice and even. Okay? So now what we do is we take this end. Can we do it like this?
Yeah.
We take this end, we do the same thing again against the finger. We do 1, 2, 3, bring in, and now we're going to do the same thing we did when we first started the rosary. We're going to take the wire, about halfway the pliers, and then we're going to press against the side with your finger until you get the loop.
Okay.
Okay, then you cut the loop, and now you take the part that we did before, you put it in, and you close it. Okay, tight, you can see. Now we take the other side, we do the same thing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, bring the link in, and then about halfway, you can see. Okay, and what we do is we press the wire against the pliers until it's like that, and then we cut it, bring the other side of the metal, and then you close it. Okay, then okay, we already have the metal. The rosary is all done, as you can see.